Welcome to the Dropship.com podcast. Today, we're bringing you more e-commerce insights, dropshipping strategies, and all the inspiration you need to grow your business. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, this podcast is your one-stop shop for success. Ready to roll? Here are your hosts, Ava and Noah.
Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
We always love taking those articles you send us and really like dissecting them.
Yeah.
And today we are going to be diving into the world of e-commerce
Okay.
with the story of Stephen Gwo.
All right.
This 24-year-old entrepreneur has already built a multi-million-dollar e-commerce empire.
Wow.
And we're going to unpack how he did it.
What's really remarkable about Stephen's story is that he didn't just hit it big with like some, viral product overnight.
Right.
He built his success very strategically, starting small and evolving his approach over time. It's a great lesson for anyone looking to thrive in the dynamic world of e-commerce.
Absolutely. The article you sent mentions how he went from selling fidget spinners in high school to running over 15 diverse businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a leap.
It is quite a leap.
So where did this journey even begin?
Well, like many entrepreneurs, Stephen started by tapping into a trend. Back in high school, he saw the fidget spinner craze taking off and decided to capitalize on it by selling them on Reddit.
Oh, wow.
It was a simple but brilliant way to kind of learn the ropes of online marketplaces and experience that first taste of success.
I bet that first sale on his Shopify store was a thrilling moment.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like the digital equivalent of hearing that cash register cha-ching.
Yeah.
But Shopify, for those of us who aren't e-commerce whizzes,
Right.
what exactly is it?
Think of Shopify as like an all-in-one platform for building and running your online store.
Okay.
It handles everything from website design and product listings to payment processing and shipping logistics.
Wow.
It's a really powerful tool that makes it much easier for entrepreneurs to get their products to market.
So it takes care of the technical side of things,
Mm-hmm.
allowing entrepreneurs like Stephen to focus on the business itself.
Exactly.
Makes sense. But back to Stephen's story. He didn't stop at fidget spinners, did he?
No, he did not. While in college, Stephen moved on to selling anime figurines.
Okay.
He recognized another niche market with passionate fans and leveraged social media to reach them. He even managed to snag Justin Bieber as a customer through a Facebook ad.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Talk about a marketing win.
Yeah, that's like a celebrity endorsement right there.
It is.
So it seemed like he wasn't just chasing trends. He was already showing signs of strategic thinking.
Exactly what's fascinating is that he used this trend-driven approach to learn about different markets and test out various online strategies.
Yeah.
It laid the groundwork for his later success with niche businesses.
And one of those niche businesses really stood out to me.
Okay.
Medjooldays.com, selling premium dates online.
Interesting.
Now that's thinking outside the box.
That's a perfect example of what we call riches in the niches.
Okay.
Stephen realized that instead of competing in overcrowded generic markets, he could find success by focusing on specific, underserved audiences with unique needs and passions.
So instead of trying to sell everything to everyone, he's finding those hidden gems in the market. That makes a lot of sense, especially in today's competitive e-commerce landscape.
Yeah.
But how did he identify these niche opportunities? Was it just like a gut feeling?
Well, intuition plays a role.
Sure.
But Stephen didn't just stumble upon these niches. He actively sought them out.
Okay.
He spent a lot of time researching online communities, analyzing trends on platforms like Reddit and Facebook groups,
I see.
and paying close attention to what people were talking about, what they were struggling to find. It was about identifying underserved needs and offering solutions.
So it's about being observant and curious, and then connecting those observations to potential business ideas.
Exactly.
That's a great takeaway for anyone even outside of e-commerce.
Absolutely.
But specializing in dates, K-pop jewelry car accessories, that seems like a diverse mix.
It is.
How does he manage to run all these businesses simultaneously?
That's where his systems and organizational skills really come into play.
Okay.
Stephen is a big proponent of leveraging technology to streamline his operations. He uses tools like Notion Slack and Gorgias to manage projects, communicate with his team, and handle customer service inquiries.
Okay, hold on. You're throwing out all these tech terms.
Yeah.
What exactly are Notion, Slack, and Gorgias?
You got it.
Fill us in.
So imagine Notion as a digital workspace where you can organize everything.
Okay.
Your notes, tasks, projects, even company wikis.
Okay.
Stephen uses it to keep track of all of his businesses
Right.
and ensure that everyone on his team is on the same page.
So it's like a central hub for managing all the moving parts of his businesses.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to understand the appeal, but what about Slack and Gorgias?
So Slack is like a messaging app on steroids designed for teams to communicate and collaborate.
Okay.
That's how Stephen keeps in touch with his team, especially since they work remotely.
Makes sense.
And Gorgias is a customer service platform that helps businesses manage customer inquiries and support tickets efficiently.
So instead of being bogged down by emails and phone calls,
Right.
he's using these tools to automate and streamline communication.
Right. Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense, especially when you're running multiple businesses.
Absolutely.
But how does he manage to staff all these ventures?
So Stephen has built a really lean and agile team by hiring skilled contractors and virtual assistants.
Okay.
This allows him to scale his businesses without the overhead costs of traditional employees.
I see.
He's essentially built a network of talent that he can tap into as needed.
So it sounds like he's created this highly efficient e-commerce machine,
In a way, he has.
but it can't all be about systems and processes, right?
You're absolutely right.
There's got to be more to his success.
Yeah, beyond his organizational skills, Stephen has a deep understanding of the importance of brand building and customer loyalty.
Assuming it's not just about selling a product.
Right.
It's about creating an experience.
Exactly. He focuses on delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service, recognizing that building a strong brand reputation is crucial for long-term success.
So it's about creating relationships with customers,
Yeah.
not just transactions. Okay, I like that approach.
Mm-hmm.
But tell me, with all these businesses generating millions in revenue, is Stephen living the high life?
That's what makes his story even more interesting. Despite his success, Stephen is incredibly frugal and disciplined with his finances.
Really?
He's not out there buying fancy cars or taking lavish vacations.
Wow.
He reinvests his profits back into his businesses, constantly looking for new opportunities to grow.
So even with millions coming in, he's still focused on building for the future.
Exactly.
That's a great example of how financial discipline can be a superpower, especially in the unpredictable world of e-commerce.
And it speaks volumes about his long-term vision. He's not chasing quick wins, he's building something sustainable.
This is already so insightful, but the article also mentions some of the challenges facing e-commerce entrepreneurs today.
Yes.
Like the rise of giants like Temu
Right.
and the increasing cost of advertising.
It's a competitive landscape out there.
Yeah, things are getting more competitive.
Yeah.
So how does Stephen navigate this increasingly competitive landscape?
Well, that's what we're going to explore in the next part of our deep dive.
Ooh, a cliffhanger.
Stay tuned because we'll uncover Stephen's strategies for tackling these challenges and thriving in the ever-evolving world of e-commerce.
I am excited to hear more about that.
Me too.
Welcome back. We're continuing our deep dive into the fascinating world of Stephen Gwo, the 24-year-old e-commerce entrepreneur who's built an impressive business empire. Before the break, we were discussing his financial discipline and his approach to building a sustainable business.
Right.
But, as you mentioned earlier, the e-commerce landscape is getting increasingly competitive.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge out there.
So how does Stephen stay ahead of the curve?
That's a great question, and it's something that a lot of entrepreneurs are grappling with these days. The rise of platforms like Temu, which offer incredibly low prices, is putting pressure on everyone.
Right.
And then you have the ever-increasing cost of advertising,
Yeah.
making it harder to reach potential customers.
It sounds like a real challenge.
Yeah.
But Stephen seems to have a knack for navigating these choppy waters.
He does.
What's his secret sauce?
Well, one of his key strategies is focusing on what's called customer lifetime value.
Okay.
He's not just chasing one-time sales. He's building businesses that encourage repeat purchases.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like the saying, it's cheaper to keep a customer than to acquire a new one.
Exactly.
But how does he actually put that into practice?
It starts with the quality of his products. He sources premium items that people are willing to pay a premium for.
Okay.
Think about those Medjool dates. They're not your average grocery store dates.
Right.
They're carefully sourced, high quality, and appeal to a health-conscious customer who values that.
So it's not just about finding a niche. It's about offering something truly special within that niche.
Exactly.
But quality alone might not be enough to keep customers coming back for more.
You're right. It's also about the entire customer experience.
Okay.
Stephen prioritizes excellent customer service. He uses Gorgias, that customer service platform we talked about earlier,
Right.
to ensure quick response times and personalized interactions.
Let's see.
And he focuses on building a community around his brands, using social media to connect with customers and foster a sense of loyalty.
So it sounds like he's creating an ecosystem rather than just a transactional website.
Yeah, he's really trying to cultivate those long-term relationships.
Okay, let's talk about those rising ad costs.
Okay.
How does he deal with that while still reaching new customers?
Well, he tackles that challenge in a couple of ways. First, he aims for a higher average order value. Remember, he recommends striving for orders over $80
Right.
to offset those rising ad costs.
I see. So if each sale brings in more revenue, he can afford to spend a bit more to acquire each customer.
Right.
It's like playing a different game than those low-margin, high-volume platforms.
Exactly. And this ties into his focus on building brands. People are more willing to spend more on products they perceive as high quality or from a brand they trust and connect with.
Okay, so building a strong brand helps justify those higher prices. But how does he actually get those brands in front of the right people, especially when advertising costs are so high?
He's very strategic about his marketing. Instead of trying to reach everyone, he targets very specific demographics with laser-focused campaigns.
Okay.
He analyzes his customer data to understand their interests, demographics, and online behavior, and then tailors his ads to resonate with those specific groups.
So it's not just about blasting out a generic message, it's about being smart and targeted with your marketing.
Exactly.
But I'm guessing he's not solely reliant on paid advertising.
You're right. He also leverages organic marketing strategies like content creation and social media engagement.
Right.
Remember, he built his first business by tapping into online communities.
Yeah.
He understands the power of those spaces and actively participates in relevant forums, groups, and online conversations.
So it's a blend of paid and organic strategies all working together to build brand awareness and drive traffic to his stores.
Precisely.
But with all these moving parts, how does he stay on top of everything? Does he ever sleep?
That's where those systems we discussed earlier come in. He's a master of delegation and automation. He uses Notion to manage projects, track tasks, and keep his team organized.
Right.
He leverages Slack for seamless communication and collaboration, and he's built a network of skilled virtual assistants who handle many day-to-day tasks.
So he's essentially built an e-commerce machine that runs smoothly even when he's not directly involved in every detail.
Exactly. He focuses on building systems and processes that allow him to scale his businesses without being bogged down by micromanagement.
That's a powerful concept, but it also requires a lot of trust in his team and a willingness to let go of some control.
Absolutely. And it speaks to his understanding of leadership. He empowers his team to make decisions and take ownership of their roles. It creates a more collaborative and efficient work environment.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. Everything Stephen does is intentional and strategic, from his choice of niche markets to his marketing strategies to his team management approach.
That's a keen observation. He's not just reacting to the market, he's actively shaping his path to success. And that proactive mindset is something that all aspiring entrepreneurs can learn from.
This is all so fascinating, but I'm curious about something. Does Stephen ever encounter setbacks? I mean, does he ever make mistakes or face challenges that make him question his approach?
Of course. Everyone encounters setbacks, especially in a dynamic field like e-commerce. The key is to learn from those experiences and adapt.
I bet he's got some interesting stories about those learning experiences.
I'm sure he does.
But we'll have to save that for another deep dive. For now, I think we've covered a lot of ground, from his niche market strategy to his systems for success to his approach to marketing.
We've certainly delved into the key components of his success, but his journey offers lessons that extend beyond the world of e-commerce.
What do you mean?
Well, think about his focus on customer lifetime value. It's not just about making a sale, it's about building relationships and delivering value. That's a principle that applies to any business, any interaction, really.
That's a great point. And his emphasis on building systems and processes can be applied to any area of life where you're trying to achieve a goal.
Exactly. Whether you're running a business, managing a team, or even just trying to organize your personal life, having clear systems in place can make all the difference.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful. We've learned so much about Stephen Gwo's approach to building an e-commerce empire. But I'm sure there's still more to uncover.
Indeed there is. In the final part of our deep dive, we'll shift gears and explore some of the specific advice Stephen offers to aspiring entrepreneurs. We'll uncover his tips for identifying profitable niches, crafting compelling brand stories, and navigating the ever-changing challenges of the online marketplace.
And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into the entrepreneurial journey of Stephen Gwo. We've uncovered his strategies for identifying niche markets, building strong brands, and navigating that competitive e-commerce landscape. But now let's get to the heart of it. What specific advice does Stephen have for those of us who are, dreaming of launching our own online businesses?
Well, one of the first things Stephen emphasizes is the importance of choosing the right niche. He doesn't believe in chasing every trend that comes along.
Right.
Instead, he advocates for finding a market that genuinely interests you and where you can offer something unique.
That makes sense. Passion and expertise are invaluable when you're building a business from the ground up. But passion alone won't guarantee success. How does Stephen recommend evaluating a potential niche?
He suggests doing thorough research
Okay.
to understand the market size, the level of competition, and the potential for profitability. He also stresses the importance of finding a niche where the audience is passionate and engaged.
So it's about finding that sweet spot,
Yeah.
a niche that's big enough to be profitable but not so crowded that you get lost in the noise,
Right.
and where the customers are excited about what you're offering.
Yeah.
But once you've identified a promising niche, how do you actually stand out from the competition?
Stephen believes in the power of crafting a compelling brand story.
Okay.
He says your brand should be more than just a logo or a product. It should represent a set of values, a mission, and a connection with your target audience.
It's about creating an emotional connection rather than just a transactional one. But how do you actually build that emotional connection? It sounds a bit intangible.
Stephen suggests thinking about your brand as a person.
Okay.
What are its personality traits?
Interesting.
What does it stand for? What kind of language does it use? He encourages entrepreneurs to develop a clear brand voice and use it consistently across all their marketing materials.
So it's about having a clear identity and communicating it authentically.
Exactly.
That resonates with me. But let's face it, even with a great niche and a compelling brand story, building an e-commerce business can be challenging.
Yeah, it's not always easy.
What advice does Stephen have for overcoming those inevitable hurdles?
Well, he stresses the importance of being adaptable and willing to learn from your mistakes. The e-commerce landscape is constantly changing.
Right.
So you need to be able to adjust your strategies and tactics as needed.
You can't be afraid to experiment, pivot, and try new things. It's about embracing that entrepreneurial spirit of innovation and resilience. But even with all the right strategies in place, sometimes things just don't go as planned. How does Stephen deal with setbacks and challenges?
He believes in maintaining a positive mindset and focusing on the long game. He reminds entrepreneurs that success is a journey, not a destination. It's about consistently putting in the effort, learning from your experiences, and never giving up on your vision.
That's a powerful message. It's not about instant gratification. It's about perseverance and dedication. But I have one final question for you. If you could distill Stephen's advice into one key takeaway, what would it be?
I think it would be this. Success in e-commerce and in any entrepreneurial endeavor is about finding the intersection of your passion, your skills, and market opportunity. It's about identifying a problem you can solve, building a brand that resonates with your target audience, and relentlessly pursuing your vision.
That's a fantastic takeaway. It's about finding that unique value proposition, that sweet spot where your talents and the market's needs align. Well, I think we've thoroughly explored the world of Stephen Gwo and uncovered some invaluable insights for anyone looking to thrive in the dynamic world of e-commerce.
It's been a fascinating journey, and I hope our listeners feel inspired and equipped to pursue their own entrepreneurial dreams.
We've learned about the power of niche markets, the importance of building a strong brand, the need for efficient systems, and the value of financial discipline.
And most importantly, we've learned that success in e-commerce and in life is about embracing continuous learning, adaptation, and a relentless pursuit of your goals.
So if you're out there dreaming of launching your own online business, take Stephen's story as a source of inspiration and guidance. Do your research, find your niche, build your brand, and never stop learning and growing.
Remember, the e-commerce landscape is vast and full of opportunities. With the right mindset and strategies, you can create your own path to success, just like Stephen.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
That's it for today on the dropship.com podcast. We hope you got some value out of this episode. If you're looking to stay ahead in e-commerce and dropshipping, the dropship.com newsletter is where we dive deeper into the latest trends, news, and strategies. Delivered every Monday and Thursday. Don't miss it. Subscribe with the link below.